Andy Johnson, Minnesota State University. We are looking at sight words today. Sight words. Fluent readers have many sight words stored in short-term memory. Sight words are words that you recognize automatically, and I would guess most of you are recognizing the words on the screen automatically. They are sight words. A sufficient number of sight words enhances and increases students' comprehension. Now know these terms. There are most frequent words, Dolch list, 220 most frequent words, Fry, Zeno. These are all relatively the same. Now, beginning and struggling readers, the majority of words that they read should be in their oral vocabulary. That's why I recommend language experience approach or language experience activities to the greatest extent possible. This is where you dictate what students say to you, tell you about something, and you practice reading using their own words and their own concepts. Now, controlled vocabulary texts actually make reading harder. That's because the language is stilted and does not sound like the language around them. An example of controlled vocabulary used to teach the ob sound. Bob had a job. He had to eat corn on the cob. He did not like his job. It made him sob. He turned into a blob. He was a real slob. Okay once in a while, but this is the only thing your reading consists of, like these types of controlled vocabulary that I learned. It makes learning to read more difficult because it does not reinforce the structure of language. An example of the Zeno sight words, 107 most common words that children will encounter, and Dolch basic word list. They're all relatively the same. Now, instruction, and I put the words in parentheses because we don't really instruct as much as we help develop. It should be systematic. Everyone agrees with that. But systematic does not mean a rigid plan with prescribed set of activities in a prescribed sequence. It means that you have some sort of overall plan, that you document mastery. And I recommend the phonics checklist, where you simply check off the date when you teach one of these things. And here are the phonics, but also sight words. So you check off when you teach or expose students to these, but you also keep an individual phonics checklist for students to check off and put the date when you observe students mastering one of these things. A couple of sight word strategies, of course, flashcards. They should be flashed. All sorts of art activities, and you see some neat art activities there. Word sorts, give them 5 to 15 words. They have to arrange them in categories based on letter patterns. Here's a real neat activity. Sight words up there. They count them and they create a graph. So you are reinforcing counting, numbering, as well as colors and sight words. Include them in spelling tests if you have an emergent level reader at 2nd or 3rd grade and higher. Use them for writing prompts, wide reading, and of course, word walls. Cookie sheet activities. Do a Google search. There's a whole lot of neat activities there, and you can see one here. Anything that gets them manipulating them. Treasure hunts. Based on a assigned text that they have read already, go through and create tally marks every time they see the word, and again, create a graph. Word with distractor. Again, provide them 3 words. You say one of the sight words and they have to find it. You're limited only by your imagination here. Sentence dictation, of course, and facilitated writing also work, using these words to help reinforce them. Just some basic ideas on what sight words are and some ideas for teaching them.